Perfect.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. Long day.
Yeah. Well, why don't we just do this? Give us an update today. Laura just got out of San Quentin. She was spending the whole day with David Carpenter, right?
Yeah, yeah. And said that you said hi to him, Rob.
What
So
did he say?
get this. Oh, here's Charles Ng. Let me just decline that.
So Charles is calling you right now, huh?
Yeah, well, he's very anxious for tomorrow.
Because tomorrow you're meeting with Charles Ng.
Again.
Yep. This is his final weekend at San Quentin.
Oh, wow. All right, well, be careful tomorrow.
So he's
going to be very volatile.
Where are they sending him? Does he know?
He doesn't know yet. It might be Vacaville or Stockton. He doesn't want to go to Stockton because he hates Gargiulo.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so he's hoping for Vacaville.
So what were you saying about David Carpenter?
Oh, so remember when we were in the cage with him and he said to both of us, that person he accidentally almost killed? I asked him more about that. That was Lisa Rinna's mother.
And that was like in what? It was like in the 60s?
Mm-hmm. It was a vicious attack from what he told me. He took the hammer and just started bashing her.
Did he say why?
And the military policeman had saw them drive down that road, and he actually shot Carpenter, as you could see him bashing her.
Did he pull her off the trail, or how did he get her?
No, they worked together, just like one of his other victims, Heather. Yeah, he would give them a ride home from work and stuff. And that she was getting a ride home from work, and he pulled down a deserted road that was like a dead end. And the military police officer was like, no one should be going down there. Something's weird, and followed them. Saved her life.
So just to back up, it's just Lisa Rinna's mom was a potential was a victim of David Carpenter.
Was a victim, yeah.
But she survived.
It was federal prison for 14 years for the attack.
Wow.
Did he say why he attacked her?
He said he rejected her, like she was trying to come on to him. Just a total bullshit story.
All right. Well, you're just telling us that Charles Ng doesn't want to go to was it Stockton because Gargiulo is going there? All right. Well, give us
Gargiulo is actually already there.
Okay, cool. And tell us who Gargiulo, for people who don't know, tell us who he is.
So Gargiulo is known as the Hollywood Ripper. He's pretty notorious for killing Ashton Kutcher's girlfriend. He's actually getting extradited back to Illinois because he killed an 18-year girl named Trish. So he's going to stand trial for that first murder back in Illinois very soon.
And you had a interesting phone call with him that we're going to attach to here on the end of this video.
Many interesting phone calls with this one. Yeah.
So can you give us a little tease to set up the call that you had with him?
Yeah, so this was the first time we jumped on the call. We had been talking through the tablet. He had told me he wanted me to put me in his dungeon on the tablet. And then I finally got him on the phone, and this is actually our first phone call. And he's telling me that Ashton Kutcher is the serial killer.
Of course.
Wow, that's quite a jump.
Yeah. But what's interesting about this tape is he actually reveals his own motive for Ashley in this interview.
Wow. What does he say?
He says because of rejection. So he said Ashton felt rejected, but Ashton was picking her up for a date that night. She wasn't rejecting him. Gargiulo had asked her out a million times and stalked her outside of her house. He was the one who was rejection.
seems like a theme.
Yeah.
So Carpenter attacked Lisa Rinna's mother because she rejected him. That's scary because they worked together. So she trusted him enough to get into the car with him.
Yeah.
Not knowing what he was capable of.
No.
Wow.
And so luckily for her, there was, what was it, an army marshal who was behind them?
Yeah.
Military police,
Military police.
Mm-hmm.
Where were they working at the time?
Oh God, I forgot the place.
Was it the Presidio?
It was the same place. No, wait, no, this is a different place where he killed Heather, because that was after Lisa Rinna's mother. He attacked a lot of girls from the work. And then one of the victims I'm looking into was she didn't work with him, but she went to the bank that he went to, and he rejected him.
I think she was a teller at the bank that he went to.
Correct.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually met Lisa Rinna like years and years ago at a party, but when I read it in the article, when we were just sitting there, we were just doing basic research in Carpenter. I was like, whoa. And I was like, so I'm glad she survived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. So Gargiulo, he was stalking Ashley before he killed her.
Yeah, there's actually a famous picture of her at a party, and he's actually like lurking in the background, like really creepy stalker. And then her roommates reported that he would sit outside in his truck for like 12 hours watching the house.
So for you, when he says, I want to put you in the dungeon, Laura, explain to people how you're able to go in and talk to him after that. Like, how are you not terrified to do that?
And then what does he mean by putting you in the dungeon?
I have no idea. That was a first for me, wanting to put me in the dungeon. It's kind of funny though, because he's like, I'm innocent. You know, Ashton's the serial killer, but can I put you in a dungeon? You know?
Well,
yeah.
Is this the first time he's ever said anything about Ashton Kutcher that way to you?
Oh no, he talks about Ashton a lot. Yeah.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
I was like, so how did Ashton murder Trish back in Illinois? And the other victims? That your DNA was on the scene.
And what does he say then?
Oh no, it was police corruption.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm.
How many victims do you think are still out there and related to him?
What I've gathered is 9. 9
victims
that have not been connected to him that he's committed.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And you're working with law enforcement on that one as well, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I've been working for a while with them. Mm-hmm.
Are you getting close?
It was kind of easy. He kind of hangs himself when he talks on the phone. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting trial coming up.
Oh, in Illinois, yeah.
Yeah.
When does he go back for that now?
Very soon. They want to get him back out there as quick as possible.
Do you think
her family, Trish's family, they've been waiting since 1993 for him to stand trial for her murder.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's time.
Do you think that a lot of it's time. That's the whole point of what you're doing. For sure. You know, talking to them in order to get this information so that these families look how long they've been waiting.
Right.
I mean, it's like 30 years. They don't care. When it's your family member, you don't care how long it takes. You just want to get some justice.
Her family has been like out in the media too. They've been really fighting for her. And it's really sick because he actually grew up in their household because her little brother was his best friend.
Oh, wow.
No.
Really sick.
Oh, that's a terrible, terrible
well,
tragedy.
I mean, you can relate to that.
I can. Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, cool. Well,
you think, wait, one more question. Do you think that his victims are in LA or you think they're in other places?
Oh, most of them are back there. And along the route he came to LA.
Wow. How old was he when he committed that murder?
The first murder, he was only 17. And it's even sicker than, because I actually found out he actually wanted to frame another 17-year-old boy and actually planted the murder weapon of Trish on this 17-year-old kid.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What's his psychology?
psychopath.
Psychopath.
I mean,
Just straight up psychopath.
He grew up in Tristan's household. That was his best friend. Those are her parents, you know? They grew up in the same neighborhood, and he just kills her. And it's sick because he did it on the back stairs. He stabbed her to death, and her father found her in the morning.
Oh,
His daughter just stabbed. Can you imagine?
no, it's horrible. It's poor
The
people.
worst thing.
Well, I'm glad they're finally
Yeah.
going to get justice. I mean, it took a long time, but they need to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the end, we're going to play some of that conversation you had with him where he says that Ashton Kutcher is the serial killer. So interesting stuff. Well, tomorrow you go back in with Charles Ng with Rob.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
You know, I talked to Rob last night. I'm going to call him tonight too. We're just going to go over what we're going to do, our tactics. I'm going to go in hard, even harder than last week. I'm hoping he doesn't throw a fit. He might, because it is the last weekend and he kind of wants me to be alone, which is not happening. Yeah.
No way. You can't.
Oh, who's your friend?
Oh, we have a visitor. Hi.
I'm dog sitting.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, be careful tomorrow. And for everybody else, just hang on. We're going to play that crazy call that she had with, how do you say his last name again? I don't know.
Gargiulo.
Gargiulo.
Yeah. Well, I'll release a lot more tapes with him. And of course, the other offenders coming up. Because there's some pretty crazy tapes with Gargiulo.
I can imagine. I can't wait to hear this.
All right. Well, thanks.
The difference between me and a lot of other people is I got famous authors contacting me from around the world. I got producers that want to film a movie. And a lot of these people, they don't have the significant case like that. It is high profile, but it's not significant where actually the celebrity could have committed the murder and most likely did, but it was used as power to freaking convict an innocent person. So,
Wait. You really think Ashton Kutcher committed the murder?
It's not what I think, it's facts. The evidence shows that a celebrity committed the murder, and the piece of shit attorneys didn't want to go after a star, so they wanted to throw it on someone else. And there was no alibi either. He had no alibi or any of that, and he had complete motive for being rejected. But it doesn't even matter.